Hey, are you still paying $148.50 a month for Part B Medicare? If you are, stay tuned because we have some options for you. You might be eligible to save some money. And who doesn't want to save money? Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Scan FYI. Hey, Mary Beth.
Good morning, Andrea. How are you?
I'm good today.
I'm happy to have with us today our co-worker, Helen Kuron. How are you, Helen?
Good morning, Helen.
Good morning and Happy New Year.
Yes.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
We can still say Happy New Year.
So Helen is with our Benefit Enrollment Center. So Helen will give you the opportunity to tell everyone what that is and what you do for the BEC.
Okay, I am the benefit coordinator for the Benefit Enrollment Center, BEC, the division of SCAN that screens seniors that are 65 and older or adults with disabilities to make sure that they're getting all the benefits that they're entitled to. And that's an array of benefits, but we want to screen them to be sure that they're getting them. A lot of people don't know they're entitled to certain things, and that's our job to find these seniors, screen them, and if they are eligible, to help them apply for those benefits.
So one of the things that we always talk about is what good is any benefit if you don't even know it exists and you're not getting it and you're entitled to it. And really the only way you're going to know is if you go for a screening. But Helen, maybe share are there specific benefits that you're focusing on in the BEC?
Yes, there are 5 core benefits and then several other secondary, if you will, benefits. But the major 5 are to check to see if you can get help with prescriptions, to get your Medicare Part B premium paid for, food stamps, energy assistance, and to see if you're eligible for Medicaid. Those are the major 5 that we're looking at. And those represent an average savings to a client for about $2,000 a year. That could be the package if you're eligible for all of those things.
So let me just mention before we even go any further, there is a phone number to call to get a free screening. And I'm going to put all of that information out there for everybody so you don't have to worry about memorizing anything, okay? So it'll wind up being right on the screen for you. So no worries about that.
Helen, what are some of the things that would be needed or that you're asking a client when they're doing the screening, just so they have an idea?
Basically, the screening is to find out what's coming in and what's going out, to find out your source of income, what your monthly income is, and some demographic information. When we do the initial screening, no name is attached to it. We use a tool that guides us through, and it just gives us a picture. In the end, it produces a report and says what that person would be eligible for, a whole list with references, addresses, phone numbers, that you would call to pursue those applications.
And these days with COVID, how are you doing your screenings?
We're totally virtual these days. We've lost the ability to go to the senior buildings, senior centers, resource fairs, all out the window. We can't do any of that right now. So we have been doing everything remotely and by phone. That's the first step, is call. And I always say we figure it out from there, because so many seniors are in different technology situations. Some have technology, some don't. Some have the device, but they don't have the service. So we just work with everybody individually to see how we can best serve them. We're doing a lot of paper these days, which in the past we didn't. We can send out the application paper form. If they do have technology, we can do it by email, but basically contactless, just like everything else.
It's the way of the world. So has COVID changed things for people who might have applied before for BEC? What do people need to know now?
Yeah, I would encourage people to call even if you've been screened in the past, call again, because so many people have lost their jobs. And then, that's from there, they can't pay their utilities. They have trouble paying for groceries, and we can help with that. And we refer to a lot of agencies that can help as well. So there is help out there, but there's definitely an uptick of people needing help during this COVID time than what we saw before.
Helen, what number of people are you basically reaching out to and touching on a monthly basis?
Well, on a monthly basis, I guess that changes every month, but I can tell you for last year, just as a year, that we reached, let me get this straight, 386 people last year that we were able to see, even during the pandemic. That happened a couple months in, and we had to learn to do things differently, but we were still able, mostly by phone or letters, mailings, to reach people. So it was 386 people. 224 were in Monmouth County and 157 in Ocean County. We cover both counties. And with those people, just to give you an idea, we were able to award, well, we don't award them, we do the applications for them to the tune of $772,000.
Wow,
That's a big chunk of
amazing.
money.
Yeah.
That's a toast right there. Good
Yeah, there we
job.
go.
Good
Oops, there we
job,
go.
yeah.
That's all money that was sitting there out on the table that they didn't know they were entitled to. So
The money's there, it's there. And
Mhm.
You
we
help
like to find the seniors who can use it. And we hope that, sometimes if there's somebody listening, it may not apply to you, but maybe you know someone, that's having difficulty right now. Send them our way. It's worth the try. It's worth the screening to just see if you're eligible. And if you are, it's a great thing. Lost for words there, but
Well,
it
who
changes
doesn't,
lives. It
all right,
really
Helen,
changes.
who doesn't want to save money? When you can
Exactly.
save a chunk of money every month and your income is somewhat limited or different now with COVID, you absolutely owe it to yourself to go for this free screening. You might be very surprised what's out there already for you. Again, a benefit means nothing if you don't take advantage of it.
That's
Helen,
right.
Helen, what were some of the additional, now I'm at a loss for words.
Benefits.
Thank you. That you mentioned that also are out there besides the core 5, just to give people an example.
Oh my gosh.
Transportation is one of them?
Pardon?
Transportation.
Yes. Through one of our organizations that we partner with, they have a transportation program for seniors who don't drive, and they give them a voucher and they can use Uber and Lyft just like anybody else. They just do it through that program rather than calling Uber or Lyft themselves.
That's
And
excellent.
it's generally a $500 voucher, and they can use it however they want to go to groceries. It's not limited to medical appointments. They can visit family. A lot of them tell me they don't like relying on their family for every single time they need a ride.
Right.
So it's a blessing to them. That's one of the programs that they are most thrilled with. And
Well, it
then,
makes you more independent, right? If you
Oh.
have your own wheels, so to speak.
yes, exactly.
And
Exactly.
Helen,
And then
from the time that you have your screening and you fill out all the paperwork, what is roughly the turnaround time till you might see some results of this? Another money in your
varies
pocket.
Right. It varies for each program. And if you do a New Jersey Save application right at the end when you get your confirmation, it says it could take up to 45 days. It doesn't, they give themselves that leeway. It doesn't always take 45 days. A lot of times it's a lot quicker than that. Some of the programs you hear back in less than 2 weeks. So, it could be pretty quick. With the transportation program, for instance, in the beginning of December, I had put some applications in for a handful of clients. Some of them got them literally on Christmas Eve, which that was wonderful, being able to call them and say, Merry Christmas, you got your transportation approved. So, and then another handful came in for New Year's Eve. So that was another, like, a gift that it was great to make those calls and tell them they got it.
Well, that's a Happy New Year for sure.
Mhm. Yes, it is.
So for you, on a personal note, how satisfying is this for you to be able to help people on this level?
It is. I mean, every day you speak to people who are in need, and they're so thankful to, I think it's just to talk to somebody, to be honest, just they need another person on the other end that will listen to them. And then if you can help them with any benefits, that's just a plus. And of course, then when they get it, they call you and thank you. And I have a couple of clients that continually call and thank me every time they use the service. So, you know, we're on their minds, and they're thankful. They spread the word. They tell their other neighbors about it. And that's how we get a lot of our clients referred to us, is by word of mouth.
So everything starts with a phone call? And
that would be the start.
Okay, and then you set up the interview time?
If it's, you know, it depends when they call. That could be done, like it could be a set time, or, you know, it's myself, Dory, and Laura takes care of Ocean County. One of us, if there's a message that's left, one of us will get back to them.
Okay.
And, you know, we like to tell them, just be a little bit prepared. I'd say a lot of seniors already know exactly how much money they get every month, to the penny. You know, that's something that they know without a doubt. And then to tell them to gather up a few other documents so that we can get a picture of, you know, what their financial situation is, and go from there. And yeah, I mean, for a full appointment, the actual screening is only about 10 minutes. And from there, you just say, okay, you're eligible for ABC, and this is what you need to apply. And depending on their situation, we can either help them on the spot, send them documentation, give them referrals. You know, there's a whole variety of things that can be done at that point. And we get it in for them, and follow up. We make sure that they do it. And then we follow up to see if they got it, or if they need any extra help, you know, in getting their documents where they need to go. So I think the whole process would take, I mean, an hour.
Okay, that's worth it to save a substantial chunk of money, right? Yeah, I think so. And just to be clear, how the important documents, the core documents that people should have ready and available?
The Social Security award letter is probably the biggest one, but again, depending on what the client is eligible for, it changes a little bit. But you usually need a picture ID, a driver's license, state ID, your Social Security award letter. If you're applying for the big, I call it the big package, where you're getting the Medicare Part B, you need copies of all your insurance cards, Medicare, any secondary you might have. And you need your current utility bills if you're seeking help with your energy, and current bank statement that shows where your income is deposited each month. And that's it. It could be more, you know, if somebody does file a tax return, sometimes you need that. Let's see what else. If they have a life insurance policy, you need the title page to that. But we will let you know. I mean, we would tell the client, this is what you're eligible for, and this is what we need to, you know, continue. Or they have to start gathering it up.
For very basic information that people should certainly have. Nothing unusual here. Just listen,
Right.
Talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's part of for the screening, you need to have all of that available.
Well, they should have the numbers, you know, available. It just makes for a better screening, a more accurate screening.
Okay. And our BEC division is covering Monmouth and Ocean County?
That's right.
Okay. Okay. So a lot of people are going to find, you're going to find yourselves eligible for a lot more than you realize. And it's absolutely worth it for you to make this call to the number that you see on the screen and see what you can see what you can do. You know, last time we had asked you, what are you doing to improve yourself in 2021? Well, this might go a long way to improve your financial situation, which everybody needs that. Always better in your pocket. So I think Helen can probably make that happen for many, many people. So this is important to share. Might not affect you, but it might affect other people that you know. So we hope that you'll share this info. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Helen, any final words that you want to share with anyone?
I just always like to say, just give it a shot. Give us a call. The worst that can happen is like, oh, you make too much money, you can't get anything. I mean, that's truly the worst. But you know, generally there's something. It's rare that somebody calls and they have every single thing. This I want to add. If I didn't say it before, for the transportation, it's for people who are not driving anymore. I know I've had a few people call that they drive, but they don't like to drive. I just want to point that out. But yeah, just give it a try. We found so many people that were isolated during COVID, and they had every other program. They had it all, but they didn't have that transportation benefit. And that was a big one for them, because that's what they needed at that time. You know, others were just having problems with food. And during COVID, especially in the summer with all the farmers markets, there were so many organizations that were having, I don't want to call it food fairs, but I mean, like places where you could just go and pop your trunk and they would put things in it without you having to go through all the documentation that you normally would at some of the pantries. So, you know, we've, through this last year, so many organizations stepped up, and, you know, we get notice of it and we're able to pass that on to clients. So that's what I said. I feel like there's always something out there that we can help with. So just call and try.
The phone call, you're going to call
we'll
732-587-5870, but that number will be on the screen. Definitely worth it. I mean, if you're spending almost $150 a month, be nice to have that money in your pocket. So that's our Benefit Enrollment Center at SCAN. We're very proud of that division. Thank you, Helen, for all that good work that you're doing.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
A shout out to Dory and Laura. We don't want to forget them too.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, then remember, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr. We'll see you next week on SCAN FYI. Bye, everyone. Bye, Mary Beth.
Thanks,
Bye,
Helen.
Helen.
Bye.
Bye, Andrea.
Nice seeing you.